Ned Schaper, aka Mat Bevel, and I'm basically I have my own one-man theater company. I actually wanted to be an airline pilot, and I went to school as a physics major, and somehow I hurt my back and rethought things and ended up drawing all the time, and I drew for years, moved out to Tucson, realized that I didn't want to put artwork on a wall because I sat there once in a booth in a self-portrait show, and I watched everybody just talking about, it's like I needed to be an artist where it's more active. I wanted to hear the response of people immediately, so I sort of moved into theater. And since I had no money, I built everything out of junk, and now I have a museum of kinetic art made out of found objects and 52 characters and over 400 pieces. I have no idea how I became a performance artist. I never did theater before, but obviously this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm just channeling the wisdom of the junk. What am I talking about? A bass and what comes from it. Basic treatment from the soul. When all these things are on, when the museum is going, to me it sounds like being in a nursery with a bunch of crying babies. So, I don't know if I have a favorite one at all, because, like I say, the best pieces give me the most problems, so they're troublemakers. The new nonprofit, he's sort of one of these over-the-top characters, He's sort of a little bit football coach, a little bit preacher, a little bit general, sergeant, fundraiser. But he is sort of doing a fundraising thing, but in a ridiculous manner. And it's really sort of an over-the-top thing, and he also looks like a professional wrestler, so I like to mix, action heroes, superheroes. Same time. Same station. I need a vacation. After I graduated from the University of Wisconsin and I came here to University of Arizona, I took printmaking. Somebody told me once before I left Wisconsin that you should do lithography because you get these beautiful colors. So I took lithography here basically as a graduate student, and I used to like to do my own shows because, like I say, I just never felt at home with the other artists, so I just wanted to do my own stuff. And I was looking for a gallery to show two-dimensional art. And a friend of mine was a sound designer at the university, and somehow I actually got an old burlesque theater that was part of the theater department here. On Park Avenue, they had these two old burlesque theaters. And the guy said, well, you can use this for your show. And the back of the theater was like 30, 40 years worth of props from, university plays and stuff like that. So I just went crazy creating these contraptions and making things move. And I had actually pastel drawings that I turned into machines. I had a big mouth that opened, and I was making camshafts. And it's interesting because I never really worked on mechanical things as a kid. But my father designed the world's largest machines, basically. My dad designed shipping cranes, and he worked all over the world. So I grew up not making things, but I grew up watching my dad design cranes.
What's the hardest part about doing that character?
I tried to get the microphone to work, apparently. Suiting up, getting it on, remembering how to play the bass. So I had no tools, but I would make things, and that's basically my MO, is that I make things work that are incredibly rinky-dink without any tools. I used to say that most people carry more tools on their bicycle than I had. I was a messenger in Manhattan, and then one day, I sort of got fired or quit, one of the two. And so I decided, well, I'm making this crazy contraption, and I made this thing that was this weird instrument and would crank, and a hand would come out, and I had a propeller hat on. It was like, I'm just going to walk around the city. because of this thing I'd learned in Tucson, I had this idea, well, I'm just going to watch people's eyes. You know, this is just an experiment. This is research. I'm just going to watch people before they see me and then watch how their reaction changes after they see me because they don't know what I'm doing. And that was an amazing, amazing research project and lesson. My form of theater is not like other people's theater. First of all, it's not based on characters. It's not based on a story. Everything I say is poetry that's sort of, I put my poetry together like I put my junk together. I just like use phrases and ideas and I paste them together. But yet, when you get done with watching, I think what it is that people don't really, if you ask them what I said during a theater piece, they couldn't tell you what I said, but they felt like a message. There was a message that was laid out for them. They felt like something profound happened.
Let us sing, brothers, an anthem to his martyred gypsy bass, to the service of salvation for an everlasting place. Twinks the pulpit and the soil, twinks the fools who drink the oil. A martyr of the ting-tang, a walla walla bing bang, a mercenary of your plight, for no man makes it right.